what I really didn't think about when I started calculating the costs and stuff and what I needed to buy is a drain port. With the soft tubing you can kind of lean it over to the side and just cut a tube and drain it, but with this stuff you can't. So right now I'm waiting for a T fitting that's going to be right here, and a couple 90s that's going to shoot here and over to here, and another 90 that's going to come out on this one, and this line right here will plug into that. This is actually just a piece of scrap that was one of my screw-ups, but I decided to bend it and see if I can just as a practice run. It's kind of ugly because it's not really lined up. I want it to go straighter and then turn. I like how it looks even though it's not completely straight, but I'll redo that one. And like I said, the T fitting is going to be right here, and then there's going to be a ball valve. I'm going to clip a little square out of here so it can kind of sit there, and I'll be able to just plug in a soft tube fitting. I'll be able to screw it in with a hose, and I'll be able to just drain the whole thing. Oh, and also I ordered my hard drives. I didn't really, for some reason, I really didn't take that into consideration either when I was thinking about my parts list, when I did my video parts list. Alright, I got my hard drives in the mail. Nice. I like ADATA. Let's see what we got here. There it is. The 1 terabyte black. The reason why I got the black edition is because I really wanted a 7200 RPM drive, and it was actually hard to find one, so that should make for a pretty fast system. I got more stuff in the mail. Yay. This is part of the reason why I haven't been able to finish this computer. This right here should be two little connectors. Nice. Alright, we got 2 of those. We got 4 of these. Some 90-degree swivels. And they swivel, but they're super tight. And what do we got in this one? We got my 3-way T fitting. The ball valve. Yay! The only other Alpha Cool part that I have. This and the actual radiator. Smaller than I thought. That's good. All these parts are a little smaller than I thought. Good, good, good. Because the spot that I'm putting them on is a tight fit. What do we got? Dun dun dun. Acid green concentrate. This is what color the water is going to be. On these Dells I have to go green lights, green water, that kind of stuff, just because the I/O panel has green lights and I want everything to match. So I'm pretty much screwed. I had to go back on eBay and order 2 more pieces. These extenders that I bought for the GPU water block are just a little too long. I bought a 30mm when I should have bought a 20mm. So it just makes it come out too far. This one's going to be hitting the RAM. And I put together my little drain, and it was going to be sitting like this. And as you can see, I need to make sure it doesn't hit the PSU or the GPU, and that extender is just too long. I still don't know if it's going to line up perfectly, but at least on this side I'm going to be doing a tube, so I have a little bit of play as far as where it's going to be. So I'm fucked. I gotta wait a few more days again until I get the parts. Everything's a mess right now. This computer would literally be done already if I had a pile of water cooling fittings. But I've wasted probably 2 weeks just by having to order different parts to see if stuff will work. I try one more time. So let's open this up, see if we got the right parts this time. So these are the extensions that I had originally bought for the GPU, and they were too long, and these are the ones that I just rebought. So they're that much shorter, and hopefully that is about the length that is going to be good. Alright, so those extensions are pretty much the perfect length, at least on this side. On this side it's going to be super close because this isn't going to work. That's right up against the PSU, and there's just not enough room there. Although I did want it flat at this point, I don't think it's gonna look bad. It honestly doesn't matter if it's level or not, as long as the valve isn't like hitting up against anything. What I think I'm gonna do is cut this hole in the screen so I can put the valve in place and kind of solidify it where it needs to be. It is just one thing after another with these fittings. So this ball valve, of course, it twists this way to open it, and so it hits into there. I mean, naturally, right? And if I flip it around and use this end over here, when I screw it in, this handle winds up being underneath here, and it'll clear and stuff. It just kind of looks weird being upside down. I'm either gonna put it upside down and just not worry about it, or I'm actually gonna cut this little piece of metal out right here, just so when I turn it, it won't hit. So instead of cutting metal and stuff, because I would have to take the motherboard out again, and that means taking off the CPU block and all that stuff, and I'm just not going to do that. So instead of cutting metal, I'm just going to mount this valve upside down, and it clears and everything, and I just have to twist it that way to open it. So that's the way it's gonna go. Now that I have this drain port pretty much where I want it, and I've screwed on a little compression fitting on the other side to kind of hold it in place. Now I'm going to try to bend this one and this one, and after I do that, I'm going to recheck all these attachments and put some water in it and see if I can leak test it.